That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Probably not. Didn't change my screen. I forgot. What are we talking about? It's slingshot. Sorry, guys. One day we'll do some slam poetry, bro. You have no idea. Bars, cars, jars, stars. Yo, this guy's actually popping off too. Yo, where's the record label? Where's the record label, bro? Let's go. Sour spot. Alrighty. So I would say two things I want to work on right off rip. The first one is going to be more of like a mentality based thing, I guess you could say. But you're very, very aggressive. Okay. And I don't necessarily mean aggressive as you're pushing a lot of buttons, because I don't think you were mashing when I say this. I think aggressive more so that there was quite a few times when you were in a pretty bad spot and you would still try and swing to get out of disadvantage, or you try and swing to just like get out of the corner. I think almost every time you got off the ledge, you went for like jump side B, jump nair, jump fair, and that's okay. But if someone is catching you, or if they want to play very patiently, they're going to whiff punish you a lot. So what I'd like to see you do when you happen to go in, as let's say as far as an approach, as you're approaching me, don't think that you have to commit to the first forward motion that you make to say, okay, if I approach with this, like let's say dash or walk or jump towards, I have to now swing at the end of this. Okay. So I'll show you what I mean as far as how you can mix that up. Okay. So for example, so let's just say if you're standing right here, right? If I want to approach you, I'm literally have to go like this to approach. That's all approaching is. Approaching does not mean I have to go like this and then also hit you at the same time. So if I want to approach and mix you up, I could dash at you, then jump back, right? Dash at you, walk away, dash at you, stand. I can dash at you, go for the shield, empty hop in place, do all different kinds of things to try and mix up the timing of the opponent. So rather than me saying, as I run towards you, I'm going to try and hit you. If I continuously do that, it makes it very static or very calculated for the opponent to now just say, or the defender, I should say, as soon as they run towards you, they can just shield or they can just move out of the way because they know an attack is coming. So if you happen to run towards me and then go like this, and then you don't happen to throw out like an attack right away, if I'm flickering my shield because I'm trying to get a parry because I'm expecting a fair, you could come down and go for a tomahawk, right? Or if I try and grab you because you've been landing on my shield, if you happen to dash out of the way, then you can probably F smash me, right? Or go for a dancing blade or whatever the situation calls for at the time. So that was the first part as far as the aggression. So this is going to be a mental note you want to try and keep as a constant for yourself to say, just because I'm winning or losing doesn't mean that I have to break combos with attacks, or if I'm in disadvantage, come down with a nair or fair, or off the ledge, I have to come up with a nair, fair, or side B. Sometimes it is okay to walk towards someone, then just walk away and see what they're going to do. Try and bait some options out of them. And the other thing, just very quickly, was out of shield. There's quite a few times where I did something on your shield that was very, very unsafe, and you try and grab me. A couple of times, yeah, I was going to say, there's a couple times where you try to grab me, and one time you're actually facing backwards, and I think I either dash attacked your shield or side beat or landed on your shield with fair, something that was not good. And had you gone for a turnaround up you at a shield, you would have caught me for sure, or you could have even gone for a back air at a shield. Okay, so just something to pay attention to, and we'll keep on working on that for sure, because it's a habit that's not easy to break. Jump from ledge with an attack, right? Good catch. So right there, if I had jumped from ledge with a fair, you would have absolutely destroyed me, right? That was a jump. That was jump from ledge, like double jump from ledge. I'm assuming you're getting either fair or dancing blade there, right? So I'm getting rewarded with punishes that are off of reads that I don't really deserve to get, at least not that consistently. Good catch. That was good. Did you jump right there? Or
Yeah, I was trying to jump.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think that was gonna shield poke like that. I've never seen it shield poke that well. if it did in fact shield poke, but yeah, notice even like when we're interacting with each other, there's quite a few times where I'm really just like, I guess, being very, very extra or very flowery, I guess you could say, when I'm jumping around you to make sure that if I happen to get close to you, I can make you throw out an attack and catch you leaning. What I mean by leaning is throwing out an attack where you can't recover in time to defend yourself, right? Like throwing out a forward tilt or a dancing blade or, I don't know, up tilt, something like that. And if you're in the middle of an attack and I can get you to do that without myself actually committing to an attack first, now I can reverse you or bait you and punish you, right? And that's something that a sword character absolutely has to be able to do. Because although your frame data is good, it's not mashable. right? You don't have so many fast attacks that you can just go ahead and throw them out for free. Like your fastest attack, I think, is down tilt or jab, as far as full completion of the move. And even then, you can't make a living off of just jab. And same thing with your down tilt, right? You have to make sure that your attacks are very deliberate. So when you do happen to swing, you're actually making contact. So if you get close to me and jump around and I get scared and I go like this and I completely miss, then I'm wide open to get punished, right?
Yeah.
So I think another thing that would help you too, as far as the mentality side for your play style, is to think, be heavier on the side of movement, right? And be more sparing with your attacks. So if you happen to throw something out at me, it's more often than not because I'm in the middle of something, right? If I go like this and jump at you, then you can dash out of the way and go for forward tilt, you can go for S smash, you can go for dash grab, you can go for dancing blade, right? Or if we both jump at the same time, of course, that will happen from time to time. You can't always play bait and punish. Sometimes you do have to be the aggressor. But if we jump at each other like this at the same time, you want to try and anticipate when you think I'm going to jump. And instead of lunging all the way towards me, you can just put up a hitbox right here and I'll jump right into it. If I land on your shield, then yes, you could be going for up B out of shield or grab out of shield. But it also depends on my percent, right? If I'm at very low percent, I wouldn't recommend going for up B out of shield because I can actually get to the ground before you in some cases. So if I'm at like 0 or 10 or like 20%, I wouldn't go for up B out of shield. I'd rather go for nair out of shield because you can nair out of shield like this and jump away from me if you have to. So if you hit me, then you hit me. But if you miss, you're entirely safe. Probably would have went for a back throw there just to get me off stage and go for a ledge trap. I can say I think your ledge trapping is actually probably the best part of your game, which is a huge bonus because for a lot of players, that's where they struggle to understand the concepts of how to cover different options of the ledge. So if you already have a pretty strong understanding of ledge trapping, whether or not you believe you do or not, try to aim to get your opponent off stage a little bit more, okay? I guess I can play another one as Falco just so we actually know what, we're not going to play this game, but I want to show you some stuff, okay? So I want to show you with regards to going off stage, knowing when or where you should go, or when you should be going off stage, and if it's actually safe to do it, because I have no mix-ups. Okay? The number one thing for sure to know if you should be going off stage or not, as far as making a guaranteed punish, is if your opponent doesn't have a jump. Okay? So if I do have my jump, I can jump and go like this, right? I can just jump straight to the ledge and go like this. I can jump back and then go for side B, right? I can jump past the ledge and go like straight down, go like this, and back to the ledge if I want, something like that. I have all different ways I can go. I could wall jump, right? I could do all kinds of stuff to try and get past you as long as I have my jump. If I don't have my jump, I'm basically screwed. Okay? So if I go like this and I jump inside B and you happen to, let's say, down tilt me and I get sent right here and I go like this, that's basically the only way I'll be able to make it back because I have no jump and I have to go to the ledge. If I try and side B low, I just killed myself. And I obviously don't have a jump, so I have to up B. So if I am going to up B, let's say from a spot right here, there's a couple things you could do. While my up B is charging, or in the startup, right, you could run off stage and go for fair, or you can run off stage and go for dare, right? They can go off stage like this. Or I would say another option you have, which is a lot safer to go for, is going for like a T-spike. If you've heard of that, or if you haven't heard of that, it's basically running off stage and going like this, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, definitely.
exactly. So notice too, your character has really good air drift as well, right? So if you were to run off stage and go like this, let's say if you happen to miss, you're right back on stage and basically in a ledge trapping position immediately, right? Get used to it, and then of course, once you get back to the spot or get comfortable with it, you'll notice you basically land at almost roll distance, right? So from this, a lot of players will try and tech it. So if you go like this, right, run off stage, go like this. If you get the spike, then sure, they're dead. But you might get the like weak hit or the late hit and send them into the stage, and they could potentially tech it. So what a lot of players will do is if they try and tech it, that's also roll. Tech and roll are the same button. So what you can do is run off stage, go for your T-spike, and then come back here and try and cover roll with the up smash or F smash or dancing blade. If you happen,
maybe I can try to catch up with the bear when you try to
while I'm recovering,
stamp the ledge.
Yeah. So if I'm doing something like this, you can definitely go for back air as well too. So with back air, the thing is, if I'm at a very high percent and it's untechable, then that's great. You can go for it and I'm just guaranteed dead. On the flip side of it, if you go for a back air versus going for a down air, it's basically guaranteed that I'll at least have a chance to tech it. If you go for a down air and you get the spike, then I'm guaranteed dead. but I don't know if I'm going to get spiked. So no matter what, I'm going to try and tech it. Against the back air, of course, I'm going to guarantee try and tech it. So you might actually, in some cases, be lining yourself up, I wouldn't say for failure, but for more interactions than you need. It'd be the same thing for me. If I can go for a back air off stage and hit someone into the stage or spike them, and I know for sure the spike is going to hit, I'm going to go for the spike, right? I'm going to go for this every single time. Because if I happen to get a weak hit, I'm right back on stage and I can go like this, right back on stage and I go like this, right? I can do whatever I want to cover a roll. Whereas if I go like this, for example, if I go for a backer like that, I can get back onto the stage and do the same thing. But I know for a fact that they're not going to be dead guaranteed, right? Because they can tech this because it sends them sideways into the stage. Whereas this sends straight down if I actually am successful. That's the only real difference, right? As far as if someone still has their jump, if someone has been recovering high, let's say if I've been recovering like this, and let's say, actually before I even say that, if I have been going low like this, and you have been catching me by going like run off fair and killing me, I'm going to start to go high. I'm going to start to like jump like right here, and either go like this to get past you, or I'll go like this and like air dodge or something. So if someone is doing that to you, you can do a couple of things. You can jump off stage and go high like this, or you can run off stage and then go high like that. And in this situation, you want to anticipate when their jump is going to come out and try and catch them and jump at the same time as them. So as my jump is coming out, you jump with me and you go like this. I'm not thinking attack, I'm thinking recover. So I'm not going to go like this while I'm recovering, right? And even if I do, if I trade with you, now I'm off stage in a bad spot. In which case you could go like, let's say you go like this with fair, then back on stage and go for a spike immediately. Or you can go like fair, and then go like run off spike, dash back and like an up smash, right? Something like that. I will say too, just like as a preface to this, is going off stage is one of the hardest things to do in the game because it's so free flowing and your opponent can basically go anywhere. You know where they're trying to go, which is obviously to the stage, but the situation is that if you're off stage, you only have one resource yourself to jump, right? And if you happen to jump at the wrong time, you're either going to completely miss, get reversed, or you have to now recover. So if you go like this and you're completely wrong and I get past you, there's a chance now that you're going to get reverse ledge trapped, or I could actually jump above you and spike you while recovering. So it's definitely scary to try and cover someone's jump. Some characters too, also like Incineroar, for example, he has a side B. He can just grab you out of the air and then kill you from that as well. Or like, I guess Bowser kind of, but more so like Ganon. Like they can just reverse you if you're not careful, right? Anyone who has like a command grab. So going off stage is going to take a ton of practice. It sounds very cliche to say that, but it's the truth. I would say going off stage is one of the hardest things to do in the game successfully because it's so easy to get past your opponent as the person trying to recover. Because I dictate where you have to go, right? If I go low and you don't come with me, then I can get back for free. If I go high and you go low because you thought I was going to go low, then I get back for free. It's very easy to recover against someone. I wouldn't say all the time, but very often it's quite easy to get past someone unless they are very, very good at edge guarding.